Good morning. My assignment is a couple of days late, so I am now getting to it. I'm very sorry. So, our assignment is kind of smoking and the causes of smoking and how it affects us and the health risks of smoking. So, the first question says define the major health risks associated with cigarette smoking. I say the first major health risk associated with cigarette smoking is cancer, specifically lung cancer. I mean, there's other cancers that are involved in that, but the book or the article that we were reading really, narrowed it down to lung cancer. The risk was higher when people had smoked and had gotten lung cancer. Your risk for these cancers increased with the number of cigarettes you smoke and the number of years you smoke. On the positive note, your risk does decrease after quitting completely. So granted, it's still not the best thing, but at least, sorry, my cat again. But at least the risks do decrease after you quit smoking when you get to that point. Another major health risk is coronary heart disease. Smoking causes coronary heart disease, and usually it's how heart attacks occur. Smoking also causes the arteries to close, causes strokes, and could weaken the major artery near your stomach and make it a balloon, or make it into a balloon, which is extremely dangerous. Examine the health benefits of smoking I don't even know how to say that, but I'm going to say it's cessation. And I guess what it is just asking is, like, what are some of the things that you can use to help stop or to help quit smoking. So the one thing that I had examined, I mean, of course, over the years, not here recently with research, but just over the years with helping to quit smoking, and I did this for my other half, my significant other, is that he used an e-cig, or what they call as a vapor. He first got it, and it was a vapor type of a deal, and in my head I was confused because of these vapors. You still put nicotine in them, and it didn't make sense to me at all to even, like, why to try and bother quit smoking if you're still putting in that nicotine. He was using it pretty good, like, correctly, so I guess it just depends on how a person would use it. Lots of self-discipline is pretty much what that would be. So after I'd realized if you do the vapor correctly, you slowly can wean yourself off of that nicotine, and eventually that is what he ended up doing, weaned himself off with no nicotine, and you could just put flavor in that vapor so you can act like you're smoking, but you really are not using that nicotine. And so a lot of people, and I'm adding in a lot of things here that I didn't write down, by the way, but a lot of people, when they smoke, it's doing something with their hands. They're so used to doing that, and that was like another issue. And so that vapor pen really helped him with that part of things too. So since he's done that and weaned himself off, he hasn't smoked since 2013, which is really impressive. Of course, the same things with the e-cig, the health factors, the smoking, it's like smoking a real cigarette. So if you use it correctly, you got to use it correctly so you can be weaned off slowly, because you're going to get the same health risks that, it is for regular smoking. So make sure you use that correctly and even have somebody help with that. Sean, my significant other, he had some help with using that and stuff. So explain the impact of a smoke-free environment for all employees on wellness. The impact of a smoke-free environment for all employees on wellness in general is probably one of the best things to do. Working in a smoke-free environment provides a healthy work environment. For instance, I work with kids, therefore it is a smoke-free environment. Kids aren't harmed at it at their school. And another reason why I liked it is walking into restaurants. There used to be smoking sessions or smoking areas, and now everything is a smoke-free environment. I don't have to smell or deal with the smoke. And so, like, in my head, I figure I shouldn't have to be harmed by a smoker because I'm not a smoker. Why am I smelling this and getting my lungs affected? So that's kind of a great benefit to all of that. It says, explain how behavior change theories can be used to evaluate a person's readiness to quit smoking. So if you go off the readiness ruler, you have your low, your middle, and your high. You kind of can determine how serious they are about it. Then you can go through a process of changing and learning how to quit smoking and to do the questionnaire, which is something that I had looked up, and I put that on my references as well. It's a pretty neat little questionnaire, like questions like how serious you are, scale 1 to 10, things like that. Do you live with smokers? I suggested having somebody help with that person for like the first couple of days because it's going to be rough. It's going to be really, really hard. Explain the importance of role modeling positive lifestyle habits. Of course, it's important to role model positive lifestyle habits for myself and my family because I do not want my children to get into the nasty habit of smoking, overeating, and just not being healthy in general. You're going to see my kids walk back and forth and being goofy. Explain what a way to motivate change at each stage of the stage of change model. So, this question was kind of funny. Like, what? All these stages? But, it makes sense. It's kind of like with me and working out. So a great motivator is to set out goals. So for instance, I can quit and not have a cigarette for 1 week, and I will earn something that I feel that is worth earning, and so on and so forth. It depends on the person in particular. So each person is different. Okay, Star, if you want to wave, say hi. Okay, you were waving. It says to describe 2 smoking aids that can be helpful, and one is, of course, like I had talked about, the vapor pens, e-cigs. The next one is the patch. They put the patch on there. And the third one is, I guess I've heard about the nicotine gum. So those are the 3 ways I could help. And my daughter wants to say hi real quick. Say hi.
Hi.
And then that's all. Thank you.